morning. Are you well? My name is Felicity Mudes. Welcome to another amazing episode of Tea Time with Mudes. Kama kawaida, I am so delighted to have you joining me. And I'm just so excited about every single thing that God is doing in our lives and is doing through us. So I'm having Dennis Mutunga joining us for today. I'm going to let him say hi and tell us a little bit about himself.
Yes, I'm Dennis Mutula. I'm from Seya County. I'm a Christian. I'm saved. I'm ordained pastor, not in full ministry. I was ordained in prison.
Wow, interesting.
I was serving my sentence in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
My God, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yourself, you mentioned being in prison, being ordained in prison.
Yes.
Would you like to share with us briefly on the reason why you are in prison?
It was implicated a defilement case,
Mm-hmm.
of which there were just allegations.
Mm-hmm.
In the year 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And after implication, I was taken to court for the court process and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
While I was there in the court, I was sentenced 10 years first.
Mm-hmm.
After my case was concluded.
Mm-hmm.
And after conviction, I appealed to High Court,
Mm-hmm.
of which High Court gave me a chance
Mm-hmm.
for my case to be taken back to retrial.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was convicted under Section 215 of Sexual Offences Act,
Mm-hmm.
2006,
Mm-hmm.
of which it is a benefit of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Which it says that of benefit of doubt
Mm-hmm.
states that when somebody is found, all the evidences adduced before the court,
Mm-hmm.
if they are not matching well,
Mm-hmm.
the person is supposed to be given benefit of doubt, either be given probation
Mm-hmm.
or be given a lesser sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But now I was sentenced 10 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So when the court, High Court saw that I was supposed to start the case afresh,
Mm-hmm.
I started the case afresh,
Mm-hmm.
and after doing it again,
Mm-hmm.
the judge that was taking part on my case
Mm-hmm.
is like they had interest in this case
Mm-hmm.
with the people who took me to the court.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's something happened there in the court, which from that 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
now he was a different judge now.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me now 30 years.
My goodness, 30
Yes.
on top of your 10.
Yes, this judge gave me 30 years.
30.
And after giving 30 years,
What was going through your mind in that moment? 30 years.
so I became desperate, and I knew that I could not make it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only God that can make it in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time I was still going court process in the year 2006,
Mm-hmm.
until the day I became convicted in the year 2008,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to get salvation
Mm-hmm.
in September 2000, that the same year, 2006,
Mm-hmm.
because I had a bond outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I told God, if this thing I did,
Mm-hmm.
God, you will keep hold of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't do it, you will keep hold of my hand. But if I did it,
Mm-hmm.
God punish even my children
Mm-hmm.
on behalf of this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just kept on because I knew that one day, one time,
Mm-hmm.
God will make it real.
Mm-hmm.
And thereafter, I appeal again
Mm-hmm.
to High Court,
Mm-hmm.
of which my appeal to High Court went to High Court.
Mm-hmm.
But my files in the High Court,
Mm-hmm.
the files were searched for almost over 5 years. They were not to be found.
My
It's like somebody was tampering with my files in the court.
Mm-hmm.
When the file came to appear,
Mm-hmm.
again I found myself before Justice Abidaron,
Mm-hmm.
giving me another, from 30 years, giving me 30 in life imprisonment again.
My goodness.
So from that point, I was totally now confused. But while I was still here there,
Mm-hmm.
chaplaincy led me in the way of prayer and fasting and whatever such like. And he told me that we have to appeal to Court of Appeal. And we wrote a petition to Court of Appeal. Then, all of a sudden, the Court of Appeal referred us back to the High Court, of which the High Court I met Justice Cherere. And it was just now I was just requesting for a resentencing.
You had already given up.
Yeah, I knew that this case I cannot now make it. But that the complainant, that guy who implicated me on a child, on his child, he continued coming to court, and I was asking myself, why is this person coming to court and we will finish up with him in the law court? But I did not mind about that. So when this petition came back, I wrote again to Justice Cherere in the High Court for the resentencing. And then for my resentencing, it was just a recommendation from the chaplain. And he told me let us just keep on praying. Because you have been spending money, even my brothers and whatever, they were keeping on. Even they sold their cows and whatever to fight for my lawyers and whatever. And it reaches a point where I told them, now just stay out of this. This is God's plan for my life. You just continue just praying for me. It's only that I need for you. And they just did it the way I told them. As you are going through before the Justice Cherere, I went there 4 times. Even by that time, it was the time of Corona. We could not move to court. I was just inside the prison. We were going through the Skype. And Justice Cherere asked me one thing when he saw my recommendation. Dennis, how long have you been in prison? And it found when I was I'd already cleared with 11 years by then. The year that I was now stepping on, it was the 12th year. And I told her that with me, I've been there for all those years, as per recommendation and whatever you can see. And he asked me, because there are many things that I learned when I was inside the prison, like theological courses, biblical theology. There were many courses were coming, and I don't know why. While I was inside the prison, I was the person who was put in charge of all these theological under the Protestant churches in the prison. So, she saw all this that I got from inside the prison. So he told me, Dennis, you are not supposed even to be in the prison. You are one of the reformed people who are supposed to go and help others outside. And as per this your case, I failed to understand why this case was being enhanced from 10 years, 30 years to life, of which the section I'm seeing here is section 215. You are supposed to be given even probation instead. And after asking me all those years, he told me that now he's going to give me 15 years with remission in it. And 15 years with remission in it is like 10 years and something. I think it is like something like, because remission will only put off 4 months. And then now you are serving, each year you are serving now 8 months. So if you calculate 8 months by all those 15, you find the reduction and you see. So I was found to be on 10, 2020, December. I was supposed to be going home. That was now on July, and on December I was to go home. So I was so happy when I had that. And that is what she gave me. And after giving me, I just completed 3 months. And after those 3 months, chaplain, they arranged everything for me. Even the officer in charge himself gave out a Land Cruiser, one Land Cruiser, to take me home. With all my books and whatever that I was having there. You know, when you are in prison, if you put your mind in learning, Even the officer in charge is so much comfortable because you are like a moral model in the whole fraternity. Even while I was inside there, I left here while I was a Form 2 leaver. But while I was inside there, it was just they had only primary school. But I got a chance to be one of the pioneers to be starting the secondary school.
Wow.
So from 12 to 2011, we just started from Form 1.
Wow.
And we were students. At the same time, we are teachers. You just select the subject that you are interested and you know it better.
Wow.
Like me, I was interested in theory because that was my line.
Yeah.
And somehow business in Form 1 and 2 that I was handling a bit. And then after finishing in 2014, with me I got my D+ and I was happy.
Wow,
because of that.
incredible.
in such a
Incredible.
situation. Because that now I'm 42 years, and that at that time I was 30 something years. Going back with that mind that has been shadowed up and with many things. So it was a great opportunity for me to do those courses and even to be one of the pioneers. And thereafter, the officer in charge chose me to be one of the trustees in the prison. And after that, 6 months after being chosen to be trustee, again, the trustees themselves in the prison, those some who have already completed even 10 years in the prison, chose me to be the chairman.
Wow.
To be the chairman of trustees is like now, from the prisoners, you are the next to the officer in charge now.
Interesting.
So you become in charge of, I was the chairman of the church council. I was the school principal of the theology courses. I was also the chairman of that trustees. And also I was the in charge of the ration that is coming to prisoners as the food. I was the person looking after the kitchen. Of which that is the critical area in the prison.
Yeah.
Even somebody can kill you of it.
Yeah.
Because to lock up the loopholes whereby even some people are taking these foods and whatever, messing up with the food, it is a very critical situation. So I was just failing to understand why all these posts I was being given inside the prison.
My goodness, that's like literally thriving in the middle of disaster.
Yes. So my chaplain started calling me Joseph because of all this.
Literally, like you were speaking about it, and that's the thing that's going through my head. It's like, oh my gosh, Joseph all over again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but I was happy because I knew that now God was working upon my life. My family was just thriving well. Because even by that time, my firstborn, when I left, I was convicted when she was still in nursery school.
Oh my gosh.
And now when I was coming out, she was in Form 2 in Nyawara Girls. And even my brothers told me that child must go to school where she was called. Because my wife took her to a day school. But they came up and said, no, she must go there. And by that time, I was convicted when my wife was pregnant. I was convicted on October. And December, my last born was born.
Dennis, let's take it back a little bit. You were speaking about now this man who is accusing you of defiling his child. What really happened? What caused that?
Okay. What I know of real sense I have till to date, this person is like he was suspecting me moving with his wife because his wife was the next door to my house.
Oh, so that's your next door neighbor.
And they were divorced long time ago. But he was still living just still in one area, but divorced with the wife. And with this wife, where I was working in State Center, the wife was working next to where my boss lives. Those Indians. My boss is the next door to my boss. Because she was made there. And I also, I could come to the boss house. When we move back to where we stay, you can be walking because she's there, and we stay again.
Yeah, the same place.
So
yeah.
it's like he was suspecting
You having an affair.
an affair. But even now, is his wife. By the time I was being convicted 10 years, the wife cried, telling the court that you are implicating my neighbor for no reason. I myself is the one living with this child, even bathing the child. I could have seen all these things happen. I was arrested on a gunpoint as a criminal, as a hard criminal.
What?
And I failed to understand what was happening. And on looking back, when I was inside the land, it was at around 7 night, and there was a moon. And when I was just coming from there, even me, I passed land crew, I did not know what was happening. Just entering my house, going to bedroom, because I had 2 house rooms. When I was moving to my bedroom, I found my girl crying there, and my wife was carrying the small baby sitting on a bed, and the young girl was crying, and I did not know what was happening. Just entering like this, I saw the 2 officers in uniform entering and asking me, "Are you Dennis?" And I told them yes. They did not speak anything apart from asking me my name. It was just to beg me,
They did
pull me
not
up.
even explain
There
why
was
they
an
were arresting
explanation.
you.
They told me you explain everything ahead.
My gosh.
I was chained there, taken to Land Cruiser. When people were out,
Everyone.
neighbors were out, were asking what is happening.
But
Did he kill somebody or did he? I was taken to police station, reaching there. My father was still around Kisumu. He had a garage here. He was a mechanic. When they came to police station, they were denied access to see me. They were told, "Come tomorrow. Today you cannot see a criminal." So I was failing to understand. I've never even tested something to steal anyone's. Even me, by that time, I did not know what was happening. Until come tomorrow is when I was being explained everything.
that is wrong on so many levels.
And nobody was allowed to see me.
Oh my God.
Until after taking me to hospital and whatever, they brought up even the P3 itself. Because my brother, there's a brother who was following up very diligently. He went up to the hospital to ask for a copy of P3. And P3 form was just not applicable. Everything that were being... And even that P3, when the case was going on, it was thrown out because it had no merit.
And you were still implicated.
Yes, because the statement that was indicated there, that the child indicated that she knew me.
What? You are her neighbor. Of course she knows you.
Yes, and even those are some of the reasons as to why this case came to the benefit of doubt. And that's why I was first given that 10 years. Which after that 10 years, when they were now giving me that 30 years, I told my brothers just now to leave me alone, to try my level best. Because inside there, I also went a training over paralegals. So there are some legals I knew. And that's why these people are now seeing me as if I am like arrogant or whatever, arguing them on low basis. And even the judge himself told that man, that complainant, that this person will disturb you. So
my gosh,
it was just the hand of God
That's
with me.
a lot, and you are right. It is. It is. I would love to really know what was your family's reaction. I know you've spoken about your brothers being supportive, your dad coming through, but what was going through their heads? Did their perception of you change after the conviction?
Yes, while I was arrested and taken to the court, after that some things came to my mind that this is my right time to start changing, because they took the land title deed to give me a bond, so that I was bonded while I was still, for the first case. I came to trust the Lord in full strength to serve Him, whichever the way, and I say that wherever I will be, I will serve God. Whether I was telling people, and I used to give them testimony, whether I'll be dying inside the prison, but I'll die in Christ, serving Christ. And it came to pass by also the Good News Mission came to introduce a certain lesson called mindset education, mindset training. That course also, it was I was still the very person handling all these courses, and we are the first class to be in that class of mindset. Yes, we go through that 1 year, and after that 1 year, now it was 2019. Those people of the Good News Mission, the people who came to ordain me to be a pastor.
Wow, that's amazing.
Even by the day of my ordination, we have the county governor was supposed to come, but he didn't come. He sent the deputy.
Wow.
Yeah, deputy was there. We were graduating at the same time. I'm being ordained. We were two people, two trustees being ordained. There's a friend of mine also he was also in my class. I can say he was my student, and he became a good person also. Today he's also outside, but in his case, he was the robbery, the violence. Yeah.
Now, speaking about being in prison for all those years, do you find a lot of people who are wrongly convicted?
Yes, they are. And in fact, in prison, let's say that it's just a good place because you found yourself there. But in real sense, prison don't say that prison is a good place for somebody to stay. Because one, your death can occur anytime. There are times whereby they are hardcore criminals. When they set up their minds, they just want to make prison break. Sometimes such like scenarios. It could it becomes very difficult for the prison warders also to contain them, to fix them inside the walls, for them not to break out the prison. So the riot must be there. Anti-riot must enter in, which are under the prison chapter. And by the time anti-riot, when they come, they will not select you. So it's upon you to run to the ward. We call themselves wards, and lock the door. My God. And after locking the door is when the anti-riot they are not coming in, just to contain these people, not to break up the prison. So anything can occur.
Anything can happen. Anyone can get hurt.
Yeah, and the tower there also, they are ready with the fire.
My gosh.
Because these people are very, even the prison warders themselves, they found difficult times. There are times whereby these people just hold them chest to chest, fighting.
What?
Yes. Wrong people. They call them wrong people. So that's why in the prison we are also having cells also inside there, whereby if you cannot stay with other people, you are locked in your cell alone. Yeah, because you can make havoc to others. Yes, there are people who are killing others also.
Someone just kills you. For what reason? Do they just wake up and be like, oh, Dennis, I want to kill that one? Or do you have a bone of contention?
Like for example, somebody is taken to the shamba and he did not want to go to the shamba. And it is a mandate that you have to go to the shamba. So if he's a person who was a murderer, you know, he's still breathing the meaning of murder. He can just take a gem and put someone down, so that the prison warder, to give him a chance to go and be locked on his own, not go to the shamba again.
My gosh, so in case something like that happens, what happens to the convict who did that? Like you harm someone else, you are charged again.
Yeah, that is a fresh case you are taken to court.
This has been so incredible. I'm actually learning a lot. What was going through your mind, knowing that I will not be seeing my children and my wife for all these years?
With me, I always just keep on putting them before the Lord prayer. And there are times the prison chapter always give after some 4 months, we have what we call remote parental visit, whereby your family will come. You will sit, how we can sit now like this, and they also make some food from outside. They come with. You share together.
That's nice.
So that is the time that you'll find where to even to counsel your children, give them hopes and whatever, and tell them the life. So even in fact, my when I happened to get the D plus, when my child came, he was asking me, Daddy, how did you make it? How did you make it? Whereby you got the D plus here, going to school, and at this your age. And I told her, so with you, by that time she was still in primary. With you, I want you to be more intelligent than me. And that's why I wanted to show you that anybody can learn at any age. And you are so much advantaged because you are still young, fresh mind. Keep on, I want you to be there.
Wow.
And in fact, you got 306.
Wow.
And after getting 306, she's there in Nyanyawara now. Yeah.
My gosh, this is beautiful. It's like, a lot of times bad things happen to us, and then we just shrink back. And we are like, I cannot do life anymore, I'm giving up. So what is it that you can tell to someone, maybe not just wrongly convicted, but just anyone who's feeling like, hey, I've been facing so many misfortunes in my life, I'm just done. What is a word of encouragement you give to them?
What I can say, in life we have got hinges. And the very, very first thing you have to realize in life that each and every inch that you are going to meet, there is also another good opportunity after that hinge. And the worst thing in life of a person, not only those people who have gone to the physical prison, there are people outside here in a spiritual prison, which is worse than the other one. The worst thing in life is to lose hope. Every person must keep on with his hope that God gave him, because God is so merciful. Whichever the situation, God does not look the situation. God looks yourself, what is inside your heart. How much trust do you trust Him? That is the only thing that God looks upon. And after all those things, God will just appear with different dimensions for you to survive. Like me, I can say, me myself, I was telling even my people, even not to bring me even things like to do with the tissue, soap, because I always got them in abundance, of which I myself helping others who are in need inside there, because it was God's mercy. Because you see the post that I was given, like also like the post of CHVs, community, health volunteers.
What?
Also that I was the chairman of that. So like that, you will find that when the well-wishers are bringing the soaps or whatever, I'm the person to decide how to distribute, how we can do the cleaning and whatever. So I was so much advantageous because of what? Because of God. It is not none other than that.
Incredible.
People could come, even the officer in charge himself could come to me and ask me, Dennis, what do you like at this moment? He could just even come and buy me even the milk, take to Dennis milk.
Wow.
Because of God's mercy. He is not a part of and parcel of my relative, whatever. Even, and that's why by the time I was leaving, he made sure that he gave me, he fueled the Land Cruiser, and he gave me some people to escort me. We had the chaplain, and even there's a school of biblical theology called AFCM, under Disciples of Mercy. They gave two vehicles, because I was standing for them their lessons there. So they took me home well. I was welcome.
Wow.
And the church, local church there, they welcomed me well. And it was just because of God's mercy.
Wow, this has been so great, and I am so grateful that you get to share with us, because this is going to be a source of hope to so many people. And now I would just like you to give us your last word. What is it you'd like to tell the world?
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. Going to prison, first of all, is not a death row. You might find yourself inside the prison for a certain change that God wants in you. Whether you committed an offense or not, only thing that you have to keep hope. And you must keep positive in mind. That is the great thing. You must set your mind. Any place, despite any situation that you might meet, there are times whereby you can see people are suffering from Northeastern. And we inside the prison, we were eating. Even if you don't want to eat, you will be forced to eat because your ratio is there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dennis, for taking your time and for sharing with us. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been Tea Time with me, Felicity Moody's. God bless you so much.